Jonathan Kuttab is an international law attorney. He's also the co-founder of the Palestinian human rights group Al-Haq and of Non-Violence International. Thank you for joining us, Jonathan. How significant is this hearing and how strong would you say is the Palestinian case?
Well, I think this is very significant as it applies to international law itself and international organizations. How strong is the case? I think it depends because it raises a novel question, a new question. Under international law, occupation, belligerent occupation, is a temporary state of affairs. There are clear rules what an occupier is allowed to do and not to do until the end of hostilities and a return of peace and normalcy. This occupation, however, has been going so long, and Israel has violated international law pertaining to occupation so frequently that some scholars say the occupation itself is now illegal. That there is so much that was done to annex the territories, for example, to create settlements inside the territories which are illegal, to change the reality on the ground, and there is no prospect of that ending. That means that the occupation itself now is coming into question. Is it anymore a regular belligerent occupation, or has it morphed into something totally different and therefore illegal?
Right, and 6 days of hearings, but how long will these proceedings take overall, and how long before there's a ruling on this?
Well, usually the ICJ is very slow. It takes months, actually it takes years usually before it issues its lengthy decisions. In this case, it may speed up the matters because a number of the judges, about 5 of them, are ready to retire, or they are at the end of their term of office. So it may take weeks, maybe just a few months before the decision is finally issued.
Okay, and then in terms of a ruling, what kind of options are open to the ICJ? What could they decide? And then what actual consequences would that have given that it's a non-binding ruling?
Well, like every ruling of any court, international or local, the effect of the court doesn't have any army at its disposal. It cannot enforce its judgment. Which is why this is as much a test for the court itself, how acceptable it is, how effective it is in dealing with international disputes. So far, most of the countries of the world have willingly abided by the decisions of the court. It would be, I think, a very important decision in terms of the behavior of the countries towards the state of Israel and the occupied territories. It makes it more difficult for corporations, for example, to supply Israel with weapons and material that it uses in the occupied territories.
So potentially lots of repercussions. Jonathan Kuttab, thank you so much for joining us from Maryland.